Hi everybody, Dugras here with Dugras Reports. This is my second part in a video about how to use Wyndham rewards to book a vacation rental home on cottages.com. This part is all about using a custom map that I created in Google Maps. If you haven't watched the first part yet, you really need to do that. I'll put a link down below in the description box and up there in the corner. If you don't watch the other part first, this probably won't make a lot of sense to you. So go ahead and do that if you haven't yet. Before I dive into the map, I will mention that on this particular channel, we talk about finding epic value, including, but not limited to, credit card rewards for the average American. Does that sound interesting to you? If it does, please subscribe to the channel and please click the thumbs up button. Now, I normally say for the average American, I don't know if folks who are residents of the United Kingdom can use Wyndham credit cards or not. I honestly don't know. So perhaps this is the video for the average Brit. And if it is, hi, glad to have you aboard. Fair warning, I do love credit card rewards and finding epic value, but my first love, even before that, is maps. I love maps. So I'm going to get real technical and real nerdy in this video. I apologize if I nerd out a little too much. All right, so you've clicked on the link in the description box, which will take you to this map or a pinned comment. My goal was to find the cottages from cottages.com that you could book easily with Wyndham points. So that's primarily going to be 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom homes. Now, up here in the corner, first of all, there's some color coding. 1 bedroom house or lodge is orange. There's an example of an orange. There aren't a whole lot of those. If it's like a light blue, like this isolated one up here all by itself, that is an apartment. Not specific to the number of bedrooms. It's just an apartment that you might want to look into. If it's green, like this guy here down on the end of the world, that's a 2 bedroom. And if it's red, it's a 3 bedroom. Red was the most common. Green was a little harder to find. 1 bedrooms are very rare. I think there's only 4 of them total. Second general observation is you'll notice just placement-wise that there's not a lot around London. There's just not that much. So mostly you're staying in the English countryside. Got a lot up here around Birmingham, some down here along the south coast, pretty good amount over here in Cornwall, and then another decent amount in Wales. Not so much in the middle, but the south and the far north. Now, there are more cottages up here in Scotland. I just didn't go looking for them because this was made for my own vacation later this summer, so I was concentrating on the southern half of the United Kingdom. If this video gets really popular, I will update the map and start working on the northern half. To the best of my knowledge, there are not any cottages in Northern Ireland. There are some in the Isle of Man, and there are some in the Channel Islands down here, Jersey and Guernsey. If I mispronounce that, I apologize. How do you pronounce Guernsey? All right, so those are some general observations. Another observation is these were cottages that suited my standards. Now, a standard that I have is we have 2 kids. They're both boys, junior high age. There has to be a separate bedroom for them. There are a few cottages that will classify like a loft space or a space separated by a curtain as a bedroom, and I don't count that. I'm talking a whole separate bedroom with a door that closes. So it had to have a separate bedroom. I did list the 1 bedrooms just for the sake of future reference if, my wife and I ever come here on our own later. This is not all of the cottages.com cottages. This is just the ones that suited my family. Another rule was it had to have beds that could accommodate us. So for my boys, either 2 single beds or, well, they had to have separate beds of some kind, even if they're singles. My wife and I need at least what we think of as a queen size here in America. What I have found out is that British mattress sizes and American mattress sizes are not the same. So I'm looking for places that have something like what the United Kingdom calls a super queen, or sometimes they call it a king. but it's really the same as our queen size or bigger. I think the Super King maybe is almost the size of our king, but if you just get a queen mattress in the United Kingdom, that's really kind of like a full-size bed, the smallest bed for two people, which to me is really cramped. So I made sure that my wife and I would be able to sleep on at least what we would think of as an American size queen mattress. Third observation is the United Kingdom, a lot of places don't have air conditioning. That does freak me out a little bit at first. The more research I did, I found out compared to Iowa, the humidity is really low. Even in July and August, it's fairly rare to have a day that's over like 85 degrees and there's not a lot of humidity. So I just decided, if I get hot, I get hot. I don't have to have air conditioning because very few cottages have air conditioning. A lot of these are just like privately owned, like a second home that the owner maybe lives next to and rents out. Let's start poking around. Let's zoom in down here in the London area. Well, there's only one in London proper, or the London suburbs. Let's look it up. Cleveland House near Wimbledon. What I've done is I put a little description on each of these and then a link. You'll click the link and it'll say something like, are you sure you want to be redirected? Yeah, that's fine. Just click on that redirect thing. And then it'll bring up the information on the cottage itself. So there's going to be pictures loading in just a few seconds. A stunning interior design, 3-bedroom home in South London with off-street parking. So there's a little design here. It's intended for up to 6 people, 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 0 pets. And then you'll see here, it has a super king-size bed. That would be, in American terms, bigger than our queen, but not as big as our king size. So that's fine. My kids would each get their own bed since there's 3 bedrooms. So that's just a little look at what it's like. One thing to know is you can scroll down and a little miniature map will load with the location. They don't provide the exact address, but you can get really, really close. In fact, I found sometimes you can use Google Street View and just figure it out. And some of them, it'll be funny. It's named like the 1911, and the address is 1911 South Oak Street or something like that. So yeah, there's Wimbledon over there, and then you can zoom out and see there's London proper right there. So that's the only one in the greater London area. That one was interesting for that reason and that reason alone. Let's look at something else. By the way, there's over 100 cottages here. I think there's in the neighborhood of 150. How about Poppy's Cottage? It's over here in the Dover-ish type region. And if British folks are watching this, I apologize. I'm going to say a lot of things wrong. I do sometimes write comments about bedrooms and high value, low value, those sorts of things. That was just for my own research, so you get to read my own comments, and you can take it for what it's worth. Hey, look at this nifty little garden here. So this one has 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. One of the first things I always look at when doing my research is the size of the beds. We got a king size, which would be like a queen, and a super king size. Zip and link twin beds. Zip and link, I see a lot. It just means it can either be set up as 2 single beds or 1 super king size bed, depending on how you want it. So look at these cool gardens and stuff. Let's look at some of the other pictures that we have here. Poppy's Cottage. This was actually one of my favorites of the ones I saw early on. Very traditional, what I would think of as like mid-century grandma's house type thing. Looks pretty nifty, pretty nice. And then I'm always reading the reviews too on these, like looking for red flags. There was one I saw that had a really neat look to it, very historic, but the reviews weren't very good. So always read the reviews. Don't go just off the scores, read them, because some people will dock someone for a stupid reason, like the Kleenex box ran out or something like that. But, there are people that gush over things. So I would say the average should be at least 7.5 if you're looking them over. Really, really fun to read the reviews, I guess, is what I'm getting at. All right, so that was Poppy's Cottage. We'll look at some geographic specifics too here in just a little bit. But as I scroll down further, you will notice the further down I get, I sometimes start putting comments behind the names. These are the ones that I was really liking, really looking at. If it stood out to me kind of goodly, I know goodly's not great, I would put an exclamation point behind it. So if it was even better, sometimes it would get 2 exclamation points. Here's a 2 exclamation point. Exclamation point. If I really like it, it would get 3 exclamation points. So this is called Victory Cottage. Looks really nice spot tucked behind the church, very private, but in town with walking paths. There was a lot of consideration for location. Like I didn't want to be in the middle of a city, but I didn't want to be super far away from everything either. See if you can figure out which one we settled on. I'm not going to come right out and say it, but maybe you can figure it out. So here's another 3-bedroom, 2 bathrooms. So with 3 bedrooms, if you have one of the cards, this would be $40,500 per night. Just, yeah, look how cool that is. There's the house, brick. There's a old, probably Church of England church. And the inside is, cozy, but perfectly nice. Let me get to a few later on where they take lots of pictures of the food and stuff. This is one I remember. I looked it up on Google Maps, and I was looking for like the chimney, the porch, and I figured out exactly which house it was, which to me is fun to do. Oh yeah, this happens a lot. I don't know why. Maybe it's just a thing with the British, is like, let's take a picture of the food that you might have if you stay here. For some reason, it's fun to envision what food would be like. All right. So, a couple memorable ones here. First of all, let's look at this 1-bedroom one down here. This one you would get a ton of value because it's really big, but this is a weird place. It's basically looks out over the English Channel. There's a lighthouse right out your window. I don't think the dog comes with it, but that's kind of a nifty picture. And it's like this warehouse thing that someone turned into a place to stay. There is an old train car in the middle of it. It's like mostly just one giant room. There's like garage doors that slide open so you can eat supper looking out this field of flowers. Very unique. You can look right at that lighthouse. The bedroom is just like in the main room, I think, which is why it wouldn't have worked for our family. But if it's just you and your significant other, maybe it would have worked. Look how utterly minimalistic that is. I don't think I've seen a single piece of art on the wall. There's the train car. So, yeah. You want to stay in like an old storage house, like overlooking the English Channel? There's your thing. So, there was another one up here. Whoop, I zoomed in too harsh. Too quickly. Is it this one? The Loft at Brackley Town Hall. Just one big open room, so not for us, but A+ for a couple. So this one, again, not for a family, but it's a 1-bedroom, 1 bathroom. You're literally staying in a loft above the old town hall. And let's see, it has a king-size bed, which would be like our queen. I don't think the town hall is still used like for government functions, but they do have like community center type meetings there. I just thought it would be super fun to stay in a loft literally in this building that's probably from the 1800s, right in the middle of town, like the middle of town. Yeah, there's a picture. So you can stay on like the 3rd floor, which is like the attic floor of this general use town hall community center type building. So I'm assuming they have, a private stairway or something to get up there. You have to be okay with ladders too. So I thought that was pretty nifty. Just for fun, I'll look at the 1-bedroom here called the Barn, which I thought was great. Some of them I put like 3 days late or 4 days late just because it didn't work with our target dates. That won't necessarily apply to you. Unfortunately, the most nice looking ones are very popular, so may not be available. This says, really nice for anyone for whom that bedding arrangement works. 2 double beds in the same room. So maybe smaller beds, but they're in the same room. I just thought this was a really nifty looking place. It's a barn conversion. There's lots of barn conversions. So this would be 2 double beds. So like friends or a couple where they didn't want to share the same bed. But I just thought it looked really nifty. Hey, by the way, this particular type of picture, this like longhorn bull cow thing, whatever you call it, I think it's called a Highland bull, everywhere, especially in Wales, but this is even in England. Look at that. Isn't that nifty looking? Doesn't that look great? And you're in the middle of like a small town of some kind or medium-sized town. I just thought it looked super nice. Something else. Okay, let's go over here to Wales a little bit. And by the way, here's one where the green color doesn't quite match, but there's nothing wrong. It's just my ability to consistently choose the correct color was, sometimes limited. So right here along the border between Wales and England, we'll look at that. Yarmouth Farm. I gave him 3 explanation points. The reviews are gushing. No washing machine, but otherwise it's a little slice of heaven in the middle of nowhere, but close enough to everywhere. Yarmouth Farm. One of these, it was either in or near Wales. I remember there was a review that's like, there was a llama, and every time we got in the hot tub, he would come over and say hi to us. So the second bedroom has 2 twin beds. The king-size bed, which would be like our queen in the main room. Look at that. Man, you're getting that for 27,000 points per night. That can't be beat. There's a little gate down here and a walking path. This one was super nice. We almost chose this one. It was probably number 2 on our list. It's a little small, but super, super nice. Great views. Let me go over to the list here. See if there's something that catches my eye. The Barnet Duck Pits Farm, just a funny name. Lundy Lodge, views and reviews. Early date, check out Google reviews, which are perfect. Here's the actual listing. 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. That's nice because the 2 bedroom is only going to be 27,000 per night. You got a zip and link twin beds. You got the super king size bed. Look at that. You just look right out on the Welsh countryside. This is in Wales, but close to the Wales-England border. There's a picture of one of those Highland bulls again. Very modern. It's obviously not historic. Again, just want to show you, what you might be eating while you're there. I've never been to the United Kingdom, but I think I'm going to love it. A little game room on the side. That's kind of nice. Got a bathtub right in the middle of your room. You can look out there while you're taking a bath if you want. If that's your thing. Second bedroom. All right, so here's looking out at the Welsh countryside. Very, very beautiful. There's a hot tub over there too you can sit in. So maybe one of the llamas will come up and talk to you. There's the hot tub again. If you figure out where you want to stay and you do want to stay in one of these, put a comment down below. I'd love to hear about it. All right, let's just hit a couple more. I think there's, if I remember correctly, on the way to Manchester up here, one that was really nifty. That's not it. Come on, click. There, Wood Cottage. Dates are bad. Have to arrive and drive. Okay, it didn't work for us in terms of dates, but this one I thought was really, really cool looking. It's a 3-story kind of tower thing that you stay in. The end of a private little road. It has bedroom 1 with a super king side, bedroom 2 with 2 double beds, bedroom 3 with a single twin bed. Let's look at some pictures here. That's kind of a cool staircase. I can't tell what's on the first floor, what's on the second floor, etc. But it's almost like you're staying in a little castle. It has washer and dryer. Not every place does. Some have just washers. I think a lot of people in, especially Wales and maybe Southwest England, do a lot of line drying of their clothes, but maybe it's all over England. I'm not sure. That's a cool sign. Little private garden area. And then you're kind of on a hill and you get to look out into the countryside. I like that they put floor plans for each of the 3 floors. I like the idea of having a sitting room. Yeah, that one was really nifty. So, Yeah, there's your list of over 100 different cottages in the southern half of England. Again, really would appreciate if you ask questions. If any of this is helpful for you or thinking of going this route, put a comment down below. That could inspire me to come back in the future and finish this off. Again, please subscribe to the channel if you find this kind of thing to be helpful. And as always, may your spending be frugal and may your points be plenteous. Thanks for watching.